Okay, hi there. Today I want to talk about Lollapalooza. I am doing an entire series on my TikTok about the fashion of it all, the outfits and looks that I'm styling for myself, what they're inspired by. But in the initial video, I did make a mention that, of course, music festivals, hence the name, are about the music of it all. And obviously that's what I'm very excited about. The reason that I'm going is because there are so many artists on there that I know and love. So having an opportunity to see them all at one time for the price of like most single nosebleed concert tickets at this point is like to die for. I have to do it. But there's like an entire world surrounding it. So if you want to learn more about my fashion world whenever it comes to a music festival, you can go to my TikTok. I'm kind of like vlogging as I do everything because I am DIYing or making or crocheting one piece for every single outfit. So it's a really fun process that I've done for a couple of years now. To talk to you more about my music festival experience, I have been to 2 other music festivals. Technically, I've been to 2 other full large music festivals. The first was Govball in 2024. That one was really fun. It was my first. I feel like it's the perfect low-key music festival where it's not too large that you get overwhelmed. It's like crazy chaotic. There are so many people there that you can't move anywhere. That's definitely not the case. I think that's the festival that I had the most fun doing the activations from different brands. Supergoop was there. We could actually like get into the Coke activation. We got like a big fan and they made like an AI music video of us. That one was really creepy. We did not fuck with that. It was largely accessible, especially from New York City. It's held in Flushing, Queens Meadow Park, and it's like fairly easy to get to. The walk into the festival is long, but not diabolical like Austin City Limits, which I went to last year in 2025. Austin City Limits is in Austin, Texas, obviously. That one I was really excited for, A, because I already had a festival under my belt, so I was ready to take on another 3-day weekend. And this one I went with 2 different friends in the first one, so it was really an entirely brand new experience. We had to get an Airbnb, figure out how to get to and from the festival every day. Luckily, I was living at home in Oklahoma with my New York salary at the time, so like Ubers were not a problem. They were actually cheaper than I thought they were going to be, which was a surprise, but still not ideal when, once again, in New York, you can just take the train out there, $3, boom, you're done. The trains going back for Govball, packed. ACL, less of the case. There wasn't like traffic or anything like that. I don't know why I said this. It's literally not true. There was so much traffic because it was like a 0.7 mile walk also out of the festival, and then there was just standstill traffic. We tried to call an Uber, I think like 3 separate times, and each time it was like, no, we can't get to you. Like, I'm just sitting back here at the back of the traffic because we can't get to you. And we were not moving our feet again. We were not. I think we eventually had to take like the bus into downtown and then got an Uber from there after getting P. Terry's. I don't know why I said there wasn't traffic. There was hella traffic. It was just car traffic rather than a packed train car. The drop-off point to the entrance was absolutely absurd. It was literally I think it was a 0.7 mile walk from the drop-off point to the entrance to the festival, and that doesn't even account for the fact that you pass one of the largest stages on your way to the entrance, and it's like 10 minutes. It's like a 10-minute walk from that point on the other side of the fence to the entrance. So once you get in, you still have to do a solid like 0.3 or 0.4 to the stage that you're trying to run to. Still absolutely adored it. That one was really good for the kind of southern culture feel of it all. Everyone was very country, western based, which was nice. And yeah, a completely different vibe, but still really, really fun. We did less of the activations. It was so incredibly hot that I made the mistake of saying that I would never go to a festival hotter than that. And then my friends were like, oh, but what about Coachella? Joke's on them, Coachella this year was actually not that bad. Now, this year, I'm going to Lollapalooza, which has been on the top of my list for many, many years. I have wanted to go to Lolla, I think, since middle school probably, so glad that I'm finally getting to live that dream. This is only possible thanks to my friend Eva, who got an extra ticket and one of her friends wasn't going, so she let me buy it off of her at face value, which really makes the entire difference in going to these festivals. If you want to go to a festival, you have to get the original day one or pre-sale ticket prices. As soon as they start going up, which is like the next day, it starts to become less worth it if you don't have the funds for it, which I do not. I'm figuring it out and bootstrapping my way along simply because I need these experiences to not make me feel like the world is bleak. I always feel so relieved and relaxed and happy after a music festival because it's just 3 days, or in Lala's case 4 days, of all of the things that make me happy, like being in community, being in large crowds with people that enjoy the same things as me, making friends with people because of that. Also just the music of it all. Music has always meant so much to me, which is why I want to actually talk about the music of the festival. So sorry for that long intro. This is actually what we are here for, is to discuss the lineup, everybody that I'm excited for, the people that I plan to try, and also the people that, if I have time or if I'm ever bored at the festival and I see them on a stage, I might check them out. So let's get into that. I have my notes over here on my computer so that I do not forget anybody and any of the things that I want to say. I'm really here to talk about the music of it all because a lot of people on the internet have been complaining recently about how people make music festivals all about the outfits. I think that's the particular algorithm that you're on TikTok, because there are simply way too many people at a music festival not dressed in the craziest clothes ever for this to be a widespread phenomenon. It's not the case. But I'm here to say that you can do both. You can care a lot about the music and then also really care about the looks for this very special event. And especially if you're like me, I only go to one music festival a year as of right now. So this is like my time to shine. It's my time to shine because, once again, I really love the artists that are there. So let's talk about them. Every time that I go to a music festival, I spend a lot of time listening to music to prepare. I make an entire playlist of every song by every artist that I already love that's going to be there, because you never know what the set is going to be. Music festival sets are often not the same as the artist tour sets, so you can't really go based on what they've already been doing, what they've done in the past. They might try and make it a little special. So I just put everything in there so that the vibes are there. But also there may be like throwback songs that they'll play that I want to already have kind of in my veins, you know? But I personally think that it is very uninspired to not try new artists at the festival. But festivals are for community. Once again, it's a bunch of people saying, hey, I love enough of the artists here that I want to be in this crowd full of other people that also love them. It's also such a good playground for music discovery. You could sit at one stage the entire day and probably find 3 new artists, and who knows, you might actually like one of them. For me, I comb through all of the artists that are going to be there and find the ones that I've always been wanting to listen to that I haven't yet. It's the perfect time to dive into them because they're there by default. I automatically get to see them even if I don't know that much of their music or don't know that many of their lyrics. I sit in the back and I vibe. If I really like their set, they're likely going to be an artist that I will listen to forever and ever after that. So it's like the perfect discovery to experience to lifelong fan pipeline. Once again, you could also just discover the artists while they're there. You don't even have to listen to them beforehand. Like at a festival, it's kind of easy to see where your crowd is going. So if there's a specific vibe or aesthetic to a group all flocking to one stage, follow them. Those might actually be your people, and your people have good taste because great minds think alike. I've never really done this approach because I am a music fanatic, so I always have a long list of who I want to see and get really crazy about my schedule. It gets tight in there. Type A Virgo, so hey, that's just me. But I feel like I might be able to try this out on Sunday, which we'll get to. I definitely do want to do this at some point in the future, just to do like true music discovery, because a concert will always make me love an artist more, which is why all of this is so useful. But to artists that I've never even heard of, I think that would be a crazy experience to be like, I had no idea who they were whenever I stepped onto their set until they said, thank you, we're blah blah blah, and then walked off. I feel like it could be a really fun time. To actually get into the nitty-gritty of it all, get a bit specific if you don't mind, I want to break down kind of why I'm so excited about Lollapalooza Lollapalooza and each artist and why. But I also want to talk about the artists that I've already listened to in preparation and the ones that I still need to get to. At this point, we are a little over a month from Lolla. I haven't done the best at listening to all of the music, but I'm making my way there, so we'll see what my progress is like by the time I actually go to the festival, because I plan to do a video afterwards talking about the music experience, the artist sets that I really enjoyed, whether they're my favorite artists or somebody that I just started listening to, and then also everyone else that I was able to listen to for the first time in preparation and what that experience was like. So to start with, who I already love and the reasons why I am going. This is mostly in order of the lineup, so I'm not prioritizing anybody. First up, Lorde. This will be my third time seeing her, which I love. I'm not a super rich person, so going to every single tour that somebody does has just never been in my wheelhouse. Super rich person, I'm not rich at all, I'm broke. But going to multiple tours of somebody has not always been in my wheelhouse, but Lorde has gotten lucky because I saw her for Melodrama my junior year of high school because a friend got tickets for her going away present from her parents, but I only got to go because she had a falling out with another friend in their like trio friend group, and so I got the ticket instead, luckily, because they did end up making up before the concert, but she felt bad not letting me go, so I still got to go. Thank you. And then I also saw her at Wonderbus in Columbus on my 21st birthday. Let me tell you, like, mesmerizing, life-changing experience. I heard Ribs on my 21st birthday. My life could have ended right then at that second, and I literally wouldn't have minded, because that's what it felt like. It felt like the most torturous, understanding big sister advice ever, and it really got me in that moment. This would be my third time seeing her if I don't go to John Summit instead, which is really hard for me to say because I have been a Lorde stan since Royals. Like, I used to defend Buzzcut season to people, but I didn't love her last album. Virgin was not really my cup of tea, but this isn't the first time this has happened with me with Lorde. I didn't really love Solar Power. I still to this day like maybe a little more than half the songs on there, but I love those songs. Like, the songs that I do love on Solar Power are some of my favorite songs ever. Virgin, I cannot say the same. Maybe with the playlist and more of the songs playing on rotation, I might get a little more into the groove and maybe rediscover something that I've already listened to. I just don't know if I want to bank on that when I could go to John Summit, which brings us to number 2. I loved his ACL set. It was the most fun I had the entire weekend. It was also one of the only times during the weekend that I was actually drunk during one of the sets, but I have just become such a big EDM house techno girly recently. If I'm out and about, if I'm at a party, if I'm at a concert, if I'm at a club, I want to dance in a way that I can't really dance anywhere else, you know what I mean? And I feel like EDM really does that, to just be like, we are in a crowd, we are all bouncing around. Like, that's so fun to me. I don't know, he just did really good. I think his live sets are a lot better than the music that he puts out. Not that they're not bad. He has a song with someone else further down this list that I have been loving recently. So I kind of just want to experience that again. I don't know. I actually just had 2 friends visiting me this weekend, and I was explaining to them my philosophy behind whether or not I would choose Lorde or John Summit based on my decision that I made at Austin City Limits, which I believe I talk further about later in this video. I decided to see Luke Bryan over Hozier, and my explanation was because people are always very up in arms with me at that point, just because the type of aesthetic that I usually am in and the people that I'm usually around lean more towards Hozier and that kind of music, which I love many Hozier songs. Like, I've had phases with that man, sure enough, but I'm not the biggest fan ever. But I was with a friend who really wanted to go see them. We talked about it before, just because it's really funny that the one Luke Bryan song that she hates is the one that I really loved, and I just wanted to hear it live for like the fun of it all. I said that I would pay money to go see Hozier in concert, and I told the other friend, who is a really big Hozier fan, so I do feel bad that we've let her down in that way, when he goes on tour again, I will buy us both tickets to go see him, because I would pay the same amount that I paid to go to ACL for one night at Hozier. I feel the same way about Lorde and John Summit. But then my friend, who is a huge Lorde fan, we've talked about her music so much over many years. He remembered that I always love Lorde's music more after the concert. The same happened with Melodrama, same happened with Solar Power at Wonderbus. And he was like, so I think you need to go see Lorde. And that was the best and most accurate convincing that has ever worked on me before. Like, it was instant. I knew immediately that I was like, yeah, Zach, you're right. You're right. I do need to go see Lorde. So unfortunately, I will not be making it to John Summit this time. I think I still kind of want to experience that fun, ravey type culture kind of in its own true environment. So I think that's just fine to kind of switch those out on my upcoming concert slash live experience list and go see my girl Lorde so that I can redeem her in my headphones and me and Virgin can get along like this, because I'm sure I'm going to be needing it sometime soon. Music's not bad, it's just not what I needed at that time, and I'm sure I'm going to need it soon. So looks like I'm going to Lorde. Next up, 5 Seconds of Summer. They were a huge decision maker in me deciding to go to Lolla whenever I was like, I don't know if that's so responsible, but I haven't seen 5 Seconds of Summer since my sophomore year of high school with one of the same friends that I saw Lorde. So that just kind of feels like maybe full circle moment, some karmic closing that may happen at this festival. But I have been a Five Sauce fan since their YouTube days, like truly, like when I think it was right before they announced that they were going on tour with One Direction. I think Niall might have like shouted them out or something like that, and I have not left that train since. They kind of lost me in a little bit with some of their last albums, but this past one, the singles were phenomenal, and most of the album was so amazing. I feel like they're back to their original sound but matured and not kind of like the full genre change that they had went through a couple of years ago. So I am right back in my like pop punk girl era thanks to them, and I need to give them their flowers for it. I do. Next up, headlining Friday night is Charlie XCX. That, like, really just saying her name should be explanation enough of why I want to go, but specifically I missed every single show of the Brat tour. Every single one. And I was a big Brat fan. I didn't love every song on the album, which I feel like I don't even need to say at this point. I'm just very rarely a no-skip album girl. I used to be whenever I was in middle school. I would love albums from like cover to cover. It was serious that I knew every single word. Now I'm a bit more picky. I have songs that like will soar to my top 10 of all time from an album, and then other ones that I have only listened to once the very first time I listened through. And that's okay. I don't think it says anything about the quality of the album. I just think it's that I'm really picky now, and I'd rather have 4 songs that I listen to on repeat for 6 months than kind of taint my love of those songs by needing to listen to the rest of the album, if that makes sense. I didn't see her during Brat, and I know, once again, this probably isn't going to be a Brat heavy set because she has this new music coming out, but I need redemption. I am worried about not liking her newer music. I liked enough of the Wuthering Heights soundtrack, which if you check out my planning outfits is going to be what I plan my outfit around, to be a bit more bridal, a bit more, I believe it's Victorian. No, actually they're not Victorian. Edwardian? Someone fact check me. I don't love the clips that I'm hearing on TikTok of the other songs. I think I did listen to rock music, didn't like it in the slightest. Spring Summer 26 might be a little more my style. Once again, I haven't listened to it yet. I do plan to do so, but I also have no idea if more music is going to come out between now on June 22nd and July 30th, which is the first day of the festival. It is after midnight now, so it is officially July 1st, meaning that Lollapalooza is at the end of this month. But good news is that Charlie actually did release another single called Wink Wink, and then also set the countdown going for her album, which is titled Music, Fashion, Film, and that will come out on July 24th. So there will literally be 6 days between that coming out and then her performing at the festival. So I will be getting to experience something very cool, which is hearing most, if not all of those songs live for the first time, which fills my happy little heart, literally, no matter how much I do or do not like the album. because that happened with Sabrina Carpenter and Chapel at Gov Ball. I will ride that high forever and a day. We heard Please 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 for the first time, like literally 2 days after the song came out. We watched the music video in the hotel room the night before, and then she was like, wait, have you guys listened to my new song? And we were like, holy shit, she's gonna do it. Mind you, it was so close to the stage, fending off 16-year-old girls, so it was a very particular moment in my life. And I'm not even a Sabrina Carpenter fan. Like, I liked that song, I liked the few around that time, but like, I don't even care that much, and I will still ride that high. Chapel also performed Subway for the very first time at Gov Ball that year whenever she was dressed up as the Statue of Liberty. I will never live it down. I don't care. I will talk about it forever and a day, as I am right now. With Charlie, maybe there could be a very special moment, and I will hang on to that for sure, even if I may not like the music. I've historically been known to dislike, can you tell that I'm uncomfortable sitting down here? It is very common of me to dislike the singles from an album that's coming out. This has happened with Billie Eilish before, Lorde as well. But then I end up being so obsessed with the album whenever it comes out and I hear everything together and it's a more solid, unified sound. So that could also happen with Charlie, and this may be my favorite album of hers of all time. I've listened to Charlie since I was like in 7th grade. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I really, really loved Sucker, and I kind of fell off, didn't really reconnect with her throughout high school. I have also been a fairly long time fan of Charli XCX, so this feels like, it feels deserved to be able to see her. Next up, I have Lil Uzi Vert. Lil Uzi has just always been so special ever since he stepped on the scene. Like, there is just something about him that I will always love his music. I don't think we need to take him that seriously. I think he makes the exact music that he wants to make and puts on the persona of a person who would make that kind of music. Does that make sense? I've been a fan for a while. Everything is hit or miss for me. Even there are some things that are hits that are complete misses for everybody else that I know. I really liked his rock music. I forgot what the album is called, but it's like really like metal heavy. He has songs with Snow Strippers, Bring Me the Horizon, and I really liked them. I don't know, something about it. So I'm hoping he throws maybe 1 or 2 of those in there. If not, like just more rock and a huge crowd would give everything. I have a very special moment with his Eternal to Take because it came out obviously right before COVID, but I had been dissing some boys that I was friends with my freshman year of college because they were so obsessed with it. I was like, oh my god, you guys are just so obsessed with this band, like whatever, it can't be that good, it can't be that good. I listened to it on the way to Chicago for our spring break trip and I was like, hey y'all, this is a really good album. Lil Uzi also deserves his flowers for me because I'm not sure if I would buy tickets to his concert. I'll just go see him at Lola. Next is Youngblood. I don't think I'm going to see him. I've liked his music before. I like a few songs, I'd say maybe 5 of them. I just don't need to see his set. I feel like the appeal that I get from him is once again in that pop punk princess craze, and that's about where it'll stay. Unless I'm completely bored and happen to be near, I will like to check it out and send a video to one of my friends that loves him. Zara Larsson, Miss Mama. I will be there because I think we are twins. I do apologize when I do have to say though that I don't actually love Zara Larsson's music. It's not, I don't know, there's something about it that's very poppy. That's just not my vibe. I do like pop music, but I usually like a more alternative type of pop. Literally any outskirt genre that blends it with something else, I'm so there for. Pop, like biblical pop, not my thing. I loved Chapel, but even then there was certain times where I was just like, this music is just so, it's just so pop. And I think maybe I would forgive Sabrina Carpenter a little more if I liked that genre more as well. It's just not my thing. And so her very like upbeat, fun, like girly, kitschy lyrics is just not really my thing, but I would support her like through anything. I would support her through absolutely anything. She is one of like the celebrities. Like I would trust her with my life, even at the level of celebrity that she's at now. Olivia Dean, I saw at ACL because one of my friends wanted to go. It was like towards the beginning of the day, so we didn't really mind checking out like the new It Girl. She's gorgeous. Her voice live is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. She's beautiful. I also wasn't the biggest fan of her music. I checked out some of it, and in a similar way to the pop where it's very like fun and kitschy, hers is very soft, and I think I can only do that in small doses at very specific points in my life. I do think that I will probably have a strong and heavy Olivia Dean phase. I think I need to go through a breakup and then refine myself before I do that. But also, if she comes out with new music by then, I could be swayed. Lastly, on the artist that I have always loved and I'm so excited to see is The Neighborhood. I have also seen them once. This is really a festival of seconds or thirds for me. It feels right after some time to see these artists again, but they are a similar situation to 5 Seconds of Summer, where I've been a fan of them since 7th grade, 6th or 7th grade, whenever they were like deep in their black and white era. Really I mean Jesse Rutherford. The changes that he's had in his band over all of that time really just you can't even call them a band like that. The Neighborhood, he kind of lost me a little bit during the kind of early 2020s era of his music. I was a huge fan all of high school. What Do You Want From Me is like, could go down as a top 10 song for me ever. The way I was obsessed with that song, I think whenever Spotify released your all-time top listens, it was pretty high up because I had a phase with that song and it did not end easy. This last album I actually really enjoyed. It's not music that I was obsessed with and played over and over and over again, but every time that I listened to one of the songs on the album, I was like, this is amazing music. I think Jesse Rutherford, despite his many numerous things that he's done with his relationships, is still a very talented musician, which sucks to say, but sometimes that happens, and I will respect him in his performing aspect for that reason. Will I ever talk to him as a person? I don't know if I can do that. I love Devin, I love Billy, sorry, but I'll stand at the back of your set and sing along to the little songs that I like, because 7th grade me loves The Neighborhood, and I respect her more than anything else. Now moving on to new artists that I have indulged in. I actually need to update this list real quick. First up is Nina Geraci. I really like her. She did have to grow on me, but I'll get to that. A very trusted hyperpop fan that is a close friend of mine recommended her and Underscores to me at the same time. He originally sent You by Underscores, and I ended up being obsessed with like half of that album. Still to this day, I'm obsessed with it. I'm pretty sure I was just listening to it before starting to film this video. He also said that Nina Geraci was right up there with her, and I was like, okay, I will listen. Once the Lolla lineup came up, I was like, okay, perfect. I now have an excuse to listen to Nina and see what this is all about, because once again, this is a friend that I trust because we do have similar music tastes. It's not some other people that have suggested artists to me that were on the lineup and I'm like, hey, we just don't listen to the same music like that, because everyone you've named I've never even heard of. So him recommending her, I just knew that there was going to be something there. I didn't love it at first. She's very much EDM girly, like girl EDM, girl music is her either like tag or just her thing. It's really cute and I feel really seen too. Sorry that the lighting is changing. There's like clouds because I think it's supposed to rain later, so don't mind that. Hopefully the quality isn't bad. I have really grown to like a lot of the songs. I feel like there's still maybe like an album that I need to get into to find those hidden gems that aren't just the singles at the very top of the This Is Nina Geraci playlist, which is how I kind of enter into these artists to see what their top 10 songs are. If I don't really make it past like 5 or 6 songs, that I probably don't like that artist and I'll move on or try them again much later down the line. But if I do make it to all 10 songs, I'll go listen to an album, really find that full sound of theirs. I feel like I do need to explore that, but of everything that I heard, I've really locked in on quite a few songs, and I'm getting geeked. I'm geeked to be with some girl EDM fans in that fucking crowd. We are going to Key, and I know I will find a friend. I'm ready for it. There's actually a very good chance that this probably does not happen. I was looking through the schedule while I was editing this video and writing an article for Life on Jupiter, which I also put up like a who to watch list. If it's posted already, I'm going to link it in the description. If not, I will add it afterwards. Nina Geraci is playing 30 minutes before 5 Seconds of Summer. Really, the thing that I have to decide is how close I want to be for 5 Seconds of Summer set. It's been a really long time. They do hold my heart, but I'm not the biggest fan ever. So it may be fine for me to just kind of like meander in once it starts. But I also really want to be there for the opening of their set. So I'll probably only catch a couple of minutes, if anything at all, for Nina's set, depending on how far the stages are from each other. I'm hoping that the stages are close, but it's a music festival, and so close can still mean like a solid like 10-minute walk. Yeah, that does kind of suck. I was very prepared to like get into my Nina zhuzh, so now I'm just a fan who's possibly not going to see her, but I am fine using my own logic, purchasing a Nina Geraci ticket in the future. So I'm not too hurt about it. Just had to let y'all know. I hate when music festivals do this because there were a couple of other overlaps that were like just absolutely ridiculous. If I liked the other two artists more than I did the first one, like I would actually be rioting because a lot of it is my overlapped music taste. And I just don't understand why they think that somebody who listens to more punk rocky kind of sound wouldn't like rap. Hello? I may have to update after the festival on how all of those went because I know that I could be fighting with myself and also my friends. It happens. It happens, and sometimes you have to go at it alone. Nina, unfortunately, I probably will not be seeing you, baby, but just know that I love you. And then secondly, the only other artist that I have listened to in preparation is Miss Julia Wolf. She is the alt-it girl right now, and honestly, it would be disrespectful for me to not give her the respect that she deserves, because she is bringing back a genre and a sound that I have not properly heard new since early high school. We have the top people in that genre that we have known and loved since elementary school, and she is saying, hey, it's not over. It's not over. I'm here, and I fuck with it. I do. If and when I get more into Julia Fox, I apologize for the person that I'm going to become. I'm going to revert back to my middle school ways and such. It's gonna be a whirlwind. I'm gonna really enjoy it. I'm gonna have a really fun time. I'm not sure all of my friends will enjoy it. Either way, I really fucked with some of the songs that I heard. She is the one that has a song with John Summit that I love, actually. I'm hoping that they might do a little one too, be on that stage together, but I can't guarantee that. And I say that specifically because at Govball and ACL, starting with Govball, no one brought someone else out on stage. I think there are maybe like rules about what talent can be brought up, especially because of the payment stuff. I have a bit of background knowledge on this because I've worked in live event productions before in concerts, and there are specifics in the contracts that can kind of limit an artist's performance down to the set time, because they're like, hey, get the hell up off that stage, we have curfew to make tonight. If you push somebody back, they're probably getting fined for it. At ACL, there were guests brought out, but I think it was because they were integral to the artist performing set. Role Model brought out Lizzie McAlpine. You couldn't have a Role Model set without him bringing out a Sally. And then Sabrina had also been bringing out artists. She obviously doesn't bring the person that she arrests on stage. She arrested Olivia Dean my weekend, and she had arrested Joe Keery the weekend before. So not that I don't love Olivia Dean, but if I could have experienced Joe Keery getting arrested and Hilary Duff being Sally, like, I would have given my life, I would have given my first child to the Austin City Limits, like, whatever they're called. I would have given them my soul. Instead, I just got, like, for me, nothing against Miss McAlpine and nothing against Miss Dean. They were fairly lackluster for what I was hoping for, or what I had seen was possible. I love Joe Keery. Anyway, whenever I was at Govball, Post Malone and 21 Savage were both performing that weekend. I saw them both. They both performed Rockstar, but neither of them came out for the other one's set. Post Malone headlined Friday night, and 21 Savage, I believe, was like early afternoon on Sunday, but I just still think that should have been possible. Maybe their schedules didn't work out, but I just don't understand how you have them at the same festival playing the exact same song that allowed me to live in 2016, like the song of 2016, and they're not gonna play together. So I don't know if those were rules specifically, but that just has made sure that I don't get my hopes up that maybe Julia Fox, love you girl, that Julia Wolf will come out and perform with John Summit or vice versa, because I need to hear that song right now. Thank you. Two things. One, I apologize for how whack my background is. These decorations aren't like, they're not in their final state, and I need other things to put up. Justin needs a frame. I'm gonna have a whole music station right here underneath him, but I just once again wanted to put him up because he's so important to me. I've had him since 3rd grade. Like, anyway, I was able to listen to Snow Strippers in the last week, and I'm genuinely obsessed. I love them. They were hit after hit, and I didn't even realize that they haven't made music since 2024, or they haven't released music since 2024, because everyone's like been talking about them recently. I feel like they've kind of been in the zeitgeist. Earlier this year, Under Your Spell was very popular, which is a song that's always been on my radar, but I didn't actually listen to it until earlier this year when it was like getting popular again, and I don't know why. I'm assuming it was in something, but I don't know what. That reminded me that I needed to get into them anyways. Once again, when I saw that they were going to Lolla, I indulged and I love it. So What If I'm a Freak? Also the song with Lil Uzi. What is that one called? Oh, It's a Dream. Yes. I apologize for that. It's a Dream and So What If I'm a Freak are like my top 2, but I loved like damn near every single song that I listened to. So excited to get even further into like all of their older music. I think that'll be very exciting. I don't know if there's any conflicts in the schedule when they are performing, but I think I will prioritize them and I'm gonna have a really good time. If it wasn't 100 degrees outside, I would be doing laundry today and therefore listening to another artist that I could report back on before I finish editing this video and making it longer and longer and longer. This is just for people who like to talk about music. Think of it as a podcast, actually. I'm totally fine not knowing as many songs or as many words to the songs as possible in these cases, because I know that I'm not entering as a super fan and do not even want to pretend to do that. Not that it's like there's some status that I'm not trying to break. It's just that you don't have to do that. I don't need to put on a front. You can just enjoy the music as long as I'm not trying to like push the barricade to sit there and not sing. That I absolutely hate, which is why once again I will be sitting my ass past the halfway point and rocking and vibing, because maybe there's a song that I'll hear, because this happens a lot too, is that there's a song that I hear live that I didn't like before, that I'm like, oh, I see the vision now. I'm so sorry that I didn't understand your brilliance and genius. Half the time though, I would prefer a live cover of the version that I heard than the studio version, but it makes me appreciate the studio version a lot more. So that doesn't still mean that there aren't artists that I plan to get to know, because like I said, I like a lot of music. A lot of the people that I'm about to talk about, once again, this is just the perfect time or the perfect opportunity for me to finally dive in. So I am excited about getting to them. I feel like I have a pretty decent list that will fill out my weekend. So let's talk about it. First up, Lou, or OK Lou. I've heard, I think it was Drew on Emergency Intercom, and he said OK Lou, but I'm pretty sure her like producer tag is Lou. I loved her Pink Panthers remix. It helped me realize that there is a version of myself that I haven't tapped into yet that I think is going to be the truest, most longest lasting version of me, and it sounds like Lou. Yeah, it's music that I've been gravitating towards more. If it's her typical sound, that's the only thing that I'm not sure of. She might have just done some cool, vibey, almost eclectic kind of sound for the remix, and she makes no music like that in her regular releases. If she does, I'm in for a treat, and I'm so excited. Next up, Horse Girl. I had a friend go to her DJ set and really enjoy it. There was more of a taste match, so if she liked Horse Girl, I'm sure I'll like Horse Girl. Once again, EDM of it all, DJ sets of it all, and a really interesting aesthetic and persona that I have to respect. Like, I will go watch you on that stage because you have a horse mask glued to your face. What? Obsessed. Next is Finn Wolford, because he's Finn Wolford. Like, that's been baby boy since the very first season of Stranger Things. Like, he was one of the reasons why I went and watched it in theaters, was because I loved Finn Wolford. I might try to see him just because I've like orbited being a fan of his. I don't know what his music is like, so I will definitely check it out. I also know somebody in the city who like grew up with him, and so for some reason, whenever I like grow a mutual or a 2-degree connection to somebody, I'm like, I feel like I have to respect them. I feel like I have to respect them for the mutual friend's sake. I'm not even close friends with that friend, but just like, I don't know, the camaraderie of it all. It feels appropriate. Slater popped up on all of my feeds, I feel like randomly one day. I have not heard of Slater, but Slater has been recommended to me on every platform and from every mouth that I know, which is not odd. I've put her, I believe, on the radar. It just felt so sudden that everyone is a huge Slater fan. I love people like this though, because I feel like there's something about their music that causes that to happen, which means that they are really, really good. It's not all people, once again, that I have a 100% taste match with though, so I think that's why I've hesitated to like know more or explore more yet. It could be an inaccurate assumption of what my music taste is from people that haven't actually listened to my music. That is the thing that I fear the most. I've heard spectacular things about every single performance that Slater has done, so I have high hopes. I'm just going to be cautious. Ivory, I would love to support a small artist who is super cool, and her TikTok song was amazing. I'm hoping to pitch an event to a brand that I really love, and I feel like her vibe kind of goes along with it, so that would be really cool to see her in person and know that stage presence already. 3 left, we're in the home stretch though. Next up is Ethel Cain. Talk of the town since forever. I know absolutely nothing about Ethel Cain except for the fact that everyone that speaks about Ethel Cain is obsessed with Ethel Cain. You know what I mean? I am not actually sure of what this genre is. I thought Ethel Cain's music was maybe more all indie, but I feel like I might have heard a snippet or somebody was speaking about a specific song and I was like, oh, not my perception in the slightest. But yet, I think I kind of enjoy not knowing and going in blind. It's similar to movies and books and TV shows even, that I'm like, I don't want to know anything about it. Tell me 3 key details of why I might like it, but they can be vague as long as they are actually relatable. I don't know. I've seen Ethel Cain and their fans go through a lot, so I'm interested to know what like A, the loyalty is, B, maybe like where the controversy comes from that they're still such a huge name, but also how this all came to be, because I don't know where Ethel Cain came from. Like, I thought it might have been a like long time name, like somebody that people have loved forever, but I don't know how true that is, because I feel like I only started hearing about Ethel Cain within the last 2 to 3 years. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely something that I'm missing here, and I want to check it out. Bia Badoobie. Bia Badoobie has been on my recommended to listen to list since sophomore year of high school, because I had a friend who was really big into the folksy alt indie kind of realm, and that's how I was originally introduced to her at all, because we had a running joke about none of us being able to pronounce her name. Like, duh, that's the thing, and I think that's the thing that draws people to her most. Biba Doobie! Hey, just almost there. And then of course, Rob from Love Island. It changed a lot of people's minds who I think probably wouldn't have ever listened to her. I just didn't want to give that credit to a man, which is why I held off even longer after that season, because I was like, I can't listen to Biba Doobie because Rob from Love Island is obsessed with her. Like, Rob Roush, you are not a trendsetter. Hey, I love you. I think you're gorgeous. You're not a trendsetter, okay? My friends have been listening to her long before, years before, and I trust her. I just should have listened then. I just knew I wasn't really in my indie alt rock girl type of phase then. That's more of the vibe that she is. Sorry, not folksy. I just knew I wasn't in that phase of my life then, but I think I'm more prepared now because I've heard more snippets of Biba Doobie songs that I really into. So I think now is the perfect time for me to tap in. Hers is really important because I think she might be one of the only people that I see on Sunday. I literally do not listen to any artist on Sunday's lineup. And maybe I just shouldn't have gone on that day, but my friend bought a 4-day pass and I love going to the entire weekend because there were other things to do at the festival. That's when I can like really go ham on the food trucks or go to every single pop-up that doesn't have a line in it anymore because people are there for the last day of the festival or aren't there at all. I will definitely be stopping by Biba Doobie just for the vibes of it all. Just for vibes. The other person on Sunday that I might go see is Mana Leo. I have really enjoyed her features on a lot of songs, and also once again like the catchy snippets that I'll hear I'm really into. I think she's a lot of fun. I think she is a great rapper. I think she has a good branding, great style that feels very her, where I feel like some of the other rap ladies that are coming up are kind of following one path, whereas she is one that I give a lot of respect to for having kind of more of an individual image. I could be completely wrong, but that's how I've perceived her up until this point. And I also just want to see another rap artist on at the festival besides just Lil Uzi. It's not a rap heavy festival, so therefore I do want to carve out the spaces. I should say it's not rap or hip hop heavy in the slightest. Most aren't unless they are rap and hip hop festivals like, oh, what's the one that's in, oh, Breakaway is really popular, is like the popular one. So I kind of want to carve out those spaces to find more black crowds. Hopefully they will be black. A lot of white people like rap music. But that is all. Thank you for listening to me speak about all of those people, probably too much in depth, and hopefully you care and you make it to this point because you simply like music and talking about music and artists and music festival prep as much as I do. But definitely let me know if there are other artists that you think I should check out. There were a few that my friends recommended that I could get into if I have some more time and want to just see somebody else. Namely, some of these artists are, here, let me go so that, let's see. Geese is the biggest one. Geese, I'm being more and more convinced. I was told a bit more about their sound, that it's eclectic, it's a little absurd, it's a little avant-garde, but it also kind of touches on more of a screamo punk rock, possibly. One friend described it as music that you don't need to buy, like you don't need to buy floor seats to like jam out with everyone. It's like, I'm gonna go sit in the nosebleeds because I just want to listen to this, which I can get into. It's not always my first choice, but if there are those more intense kind of moments, I can be persuaded. Who else was there? Smashing Pumpkins are just a classic choice. I'm not as into, once again, like any rock in that sort of way, and I can never tell how much people actually like these artists and listen to them, or if it's for the aesthetic of them all. So therefore, I just kind of keep my distance because I'm not trying to play like a fucking dick measuring game about who listens to the most like 90s indie rock music. Not my vibe. A friend that I went to ECL with is a huge Empire of the Sun fan. Blood Orange also has a song with Lorde that I really enjoyed. It was a few people. It was Lorde and Caroline Polachek, which is another one that I want to check out because of her Brat remix. And so all of them on a song together I actually really enjoyed. I just don't know the rest of Blood Orange music to really want to listen like that, but maybe I could. Definitely not Major Lazer. Suki Waterhouse, I could give a go simply because we share a name. Well, it's my nickname. DJ Trixie Mattel, obviously. I have friends who have been huge Trixie fans forever and a day. I went to the Trixie event that we had at Ohio State, and obviously like Trixie is the queen. I just have never really been a fan, and so maybe I'll check out a DJ set by Trixie. We'll see. Sienna Spiro has that one song. I've heard of Stacey Jane, Wolf Alice, Frost Children. I've heard of Turnstile was another one that they were big on. It's just never been recommended to me in any space near music that I listen to, so I've never thought about listening to them before. Chainsmokers, absolutely not. Oh yeah, Muna, my college apartment roommate, is a huge Muna fan, or Muna, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. They literally told me and I just get so nervous that I forgot. Oh yeah, Justine Skye, I've also heard really cool clips of her music. I think that's everybody. It's long. It's a 4-day festival. There's going to be a lot of artists there. I will probably get tired at some point and miss some of the people, even definitely not the ones that I love, but maybe some of the ones that I'm like listening to in preparation. I'm so geeked. I'm so geeked. If you have any other further recommendations for me from the set list, let me know. I love a recommendation even if I miss them at the festival. It's really fun to be like, oh, and they were at Lollapalooza and I didn't even go. Like that's also fun. The FOMO can actually be kind of fun FOMO, if you will. But I think that's all I have for you. Yeah, I wanted to take this moment to actually talk about the music, since there's obviously complaints that people don't do it enough. I will put my hand in the ring and say I'll do it. That's fine, because I A, love to talk, and B, I love music and can talk about all of the artists that I love. This is definitely enough, so I will leave you with that. On this topic specifically, I will talk to you again after Lollapalooza. If not, check out my YouTube. I'm planning to do some more research-based analysis videos, especially surrounding aesthetics and what their history is, and like so much more that I have no idea even yet. I didn't even know that I was going to post this video whenever I originally started thinking about my YouTube, but I'm glad to have a space to talk long form about things that I love, and music is one of those, so I'll find some other opportunities to talk about music on here as well. If you made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe, which is funny to say as a long-term YouTube baby. It's now my turn to beg for your attention. I beg of you, please just like give me a few more interactions. Stay for a second longer. I will see you the next time that I post a video on here. Bye.